unos temas que parecían de futuro, en algún momento utópicos, que han tomado actualidad. ¿Qué le dice usted, qué nos dice usted a sus compatriotas de los proyectos para producir diésel a partir de carbón?
Hay una propuesta de una empresa que se llama Likuen, Colombia, que tiene acuerdos con empresas de ingeniería francesas que tienen la tecnología de producción de diésel a partir de carbón en un proceso de licuefacción. Para Colombia sería muy interesante por dos motivos. Primero, porque se trata de la producción de un combustible del cual no tenemos capacidad de refinación, y segundo, porque la materia prima es carbón, del cual tenemos reservas para algo más de 150 años, carbón además que tiene unas condiciones excelentes para la licuefacción, como son menores volátiles, menor cantidad de azufre y un contenido calorífico bastante alto.
No hay una salida importante, pero puede llegar a convertirse en una salida muy importante. Ahí tenemos un reto y estamos dispuestos a dar todas las condiciones para agregarle valor al carbón. Qué bueno que se comprobara la factibilidad de la licuefacción del carbón en un país que ve estas dificultades con la disminución de las reservas y de la producción de petróleo. Ojalá.
Ministro, buenos días. Le habla Jimmy Osorio de Likuen. Gusto saludarlo, ministro. Quisiera preguntarle cuál es la posición del ministerio a su cargo referente a la producción de combustibles limpios mediante el proceso de la licuefacción del carbón, de los cuales ya se hace habla en Colombia. Como usted bien lo sabe, lo hemos venido trabajando, promoviendo, abanderando, y ya está dejando de ser proyecto para ser una realidad.
No, mire, la verdad es que Colombia es un país que tiene inmensas reservas de carbón. Entonces, tenemos en la costa norte, como en todo el altiplano cundiboyacense, en Cauca, en Córdoba, hay carbón en los llanos, o sea que Colombia tiene una gran riqueza carbonífera. Obviamente, todos estos proyectos que nosotros estamos hablando, ya sea de biocombustibles, de licuefacción de carbón, de todo esto, debe ser iniciativa privada y están dadas las condiciones para que eso se haga. Una planta de licuefacción de carbón hoy día tendría la posibilidad de convertirse en zona franca por los niveles de inversión que maneja, o que manejaría, y por el empleo que da. Eso ya de por sí le da unas condiciones especiales, en lo cual los equipos pues los importaría sin aranceles y sin IVA, y también la tarifa de impuestos pues sería un 15%. O sea que los incentivos están dados.
Likuen came into being answer to the need for implementing new technological concepts in hydrocarbons and to produce fuels of globally recognized high quality with a minimum of environmental impact. The research, transformation and development for obtaining clean fuels to meet the demands and means of the high-flying new generation is the mission and vision of Likuen, a firm that incorporates the experience of the most expert and qualified research professionals in the field. We at Likuen, along with investors, business people, and the national government of Colombia, see a favorable economic and social opportunity in the worldwide market projections for these technologies. We have come to the conclusion that this is the time to push forward the national carbochemical industry with great possibilities for achieving successful results. Likuen believes that Colombia can be the second leading country in production of clean fuels thanks to the liquefaction of coal, thus giving humankind not only its oxygen but also a new energy generation for life in the future. Current outlook. Consumption statistics for primary energy at world level. The continuous increase in oil prices has been a matter of concern for fuel users. This has led experts to undertake studies of the market projections for current energy resources. According to a study conducted by the International Energy Agency on the worldwide outlook for primary energy consumption, non-renewable fuel resources provide approximately 80% of the primary energy, and it is estimated that the demand will increase in the planet by 60% in the next 20 years. Projections made by the World Coal Institute indicate that the situation will take a radical turn in the second half of this century, around year 2050, since it is estimated that if significant new oil fields are not found, current oil reserves will run out in 50 years, while those of natural gas will extinguish in 70 years. The accessible reserves of coal that can be extracted in an economical viable manner are expected to last 250 years. Coal, its uses and characteristics. Coal is the most abundant fossil fuel in the world and the major fuel source to generate electric power. Its stable composition allows it to be handled and stored safely. New clean and efficient technologies are currently being developed in order to minimize its polluting effects. Coal is essential in the manufacture of iron, steel, and cement, and it is used as a power generator and reducer in industrial processes. During its market history, the use of this mineral has had significant booms due to an increase in the construction industry and other new producers and consumers. Historically, it has been proven that the energy impact and the oil crisis is much less in countries where coal is used as a primary or alternate source of energy. World coal distribution. The planet's reserve is of 1 trillion tons distributed in more than 100 countries. Approximately 90% of them are found in 7 countries. The US, the former Soviet Union, and China make up 60% of the world reserves, followed by Australia, India, Germany, and South Africa. Latin America owns 2.2% of reserves. Coal in Colombia. Colombia owns the biggest coal reserves in Latin America. It has 0.7% of the world reserves. It represents 0.75% of the world's production and uses only 0.096% of the world's production. In Colombia, even during its economic crisis, the growing rate of the mining and energetic sector has surpassed that of the economy as a whole. The coal reserves in Colombia assure production for more than 250 years at current exploitation levels. This is enough to cover the domestic market and be a large-scale provider in the international market. Colombia exports 92% of its production to Europe, that is to say 52%, to North America 36%, and to South America 4%, offering 3 types of coal subproducts: anthracite, cokes and semi-cokes, and thermal coal. Colombia is the 5th exporter of thermal coal. Colombian coal is internationally renowned for its high quality. It has a privileged positioning in relation to other newly developed markets in Latin America, and its production costs are among the world's lowest. 1 million BTUs of gasoline is approximately 15 times more expensive than 1 million BTUs of mineral coal. Colombia has a skewed consumption pattern. It uses the scarcest and most costly sources instead of using those that are more abundant and inexpensive. Our subsoil has the equivalent of 1,300 million barrels of oil, which have an estimated life up to the year 2010, if its current flow of production and marketing continues. This will force us to supply our refineries as of 2006 with oil bought from other producers. And if we don't find more reserves and increase our production by the year 2007, the country, that is to say Ecopetrol, will cease to export oil, which undoubtedly will have a strong negative impact on Colombia's finances. With this critical view in sight, it is common knowledge that Colombia has a natural gas reserve for 22 years and a coal reserve for 250 years, given the current production rate. This is why Colombia must be aware and determine the marketing possibilities of coal resources and consider its direct liquefaction as a solution to deal with the scarce oil sources in our subsoil. Coal liquefaction process. Solid coal can be transformed into liquid fuel through a processing technique known as liquefaction, which is currently used mainly in the production of diesel and gasoline. This technique consists in pulverizing the coal and adding hydrogen with a catalyst, thus removing the coal's sulfur, nitrogen, and soot. This technology is being brought to Colombia by Likuen. Their preliminary feasibility studies show that with a two-stage catalyst liquefaction processing plant in Colombia and using 12,000 tons of coal a day, 50,000 barrels of diesel fuel will be produced per day. This is equivalent to 3.8 million tons and a total production per year of 18,250,000 barrels. The carbon-hydrogen ratio of Colombia's coal is ideal for liquefaction since the need for additions decreases considerably. Adding hydrogen that doesn't have its natural composition can easily be substituted by natural gas that has a reserve in Colombia of 132,000 million metric tons. Using natural gas, the hydrogen plant costs are minimal. Finally, a decisive factor for the project's economic feasibility has to do with the pre-existence of infrastructure in the country. Roadways, gas lines, and oil pipelines on Colombian territory are ready to transport coal, natural gas, and fuel. The implementation cost for this plant is $2,000 million. The equivalent price of crude oil would be in the range of $35. These figures are backed up by the feasibility study. This project also aims to enhance the Colombian social and economic sectors considerably. Socioeconomic incidents. In 2001, Colombia produced 186,500 million pesos worth of dividends from coal extraction, and this rate has been growing since 1996. 67% of total dividends from the hydrocarbon sector were destined to finance investment projects. Coal exports account for 9% of Colombia's total dividends of non-renewable resources. The mining, energy, and oil industry has become one of the most dynamic in the country, each time accounting more of dividends from exports. More than half of mining exports consists of coal, which makes it one of the major contributors to the country's economy, generating employment and social development, and increasing the government's income in the form of taxes and dividends. The overall outcome shown in this presentation helps to understand clearly the enormous profitability of this ambitious project and points out the significance of a coal liquefaction plant for the social and economical development of Colombia. This project is sponsored by the national government and the Colombian Ministry of Energy and Mining. Likuen, a new energetic generation.